Welcome back to Anthony Lee Raw. All right, y'all, taking a look at Arbitrum versus Optimism. Battle of the L2s, layer 2s. Who is going to win? And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care at all what you think about the narrative or the fundamentals or how this one's going to change that and this one's partnering with so-and-so. Like, I don't care. This is on a technical standpoint only, okay? This is all technicals, okay? Because in the event that your narrative, your fundamentals don't play out, you have to know what you can realistically rely on based upon what the technicals, what the charts are telling you, okay? And that is how I approach coins, because way more often than not, your fundamentals do not play out. And even if they do, usually not to the degree you think they're going to. But go ahead and leave me hate mail down below if you think I'm crazy and your coin is going to solve world hunger or whatever, okay? But from a technical standpoint, let's dive in. All right, we're going to look at both of these coins on the weekly time frame. Here is Arbitrum. I've done the tokenomics for you, and here's what we have found. ARB set a price all-time high in January of 24 of $2.90. Now, at that time, you had a market cap of $2.6 billion and a circulating supply of $1.28 billion. Now, pay attention. Here's where it gets interesting. A few months later, you set a new swing high of $1.24, okay? So, about half what you set at price all-time high of $260, but your market cap was 3.5 times larger, okay? So you were more than triple bullishness at this level, but your price was half. Why? Because you added so many coins to the market. You diluted your market through token unlocks. You went from 1.28 billion to 4.2 billion. So massively diluted your market, which waterlogged your price, even though you were more bullish, more money in this asset. Looking at today, we got a price of about 8 cents, market cap of 500 million, and a circulating supply even more. You've added 50% more. You're at 6.2 billion. And by next cycle, you're going to be at 7 billion. Okay, that is 5.5 times more coins on the market. That is crazy. That is a crazy amount to increase. So in order for you to reach 290 again, you're going to have to do 5.5 times more market cap than you did right here, which means you're going to have to do like literally a $15 billion market cap. Guys, I hate to tell you, that is not going to happen. As such, we need to look at retrace levels for this, but we're going to look at market cap to figure that out. It doesn't mean you can't make a lot of money on this coin. That's what we're going to decide. It just means to taper your expectations because you are heavily diluted in your circulating supply. All right, let's look at Optimism. Optimism set a price all-time high of 486 in March of 24. Okay, fast forward to a few months later in December of the same year, you set a swing high of 277 with a $3.38 billion market cap. Now, you slightly added to your coins, but nothing like ARB, okay? You did add a little bit. And let's look at today. We have a price of about 10, almost 11 cents. Market cap 232 million. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You are starting to add to your supply. You have doubled your supply from all-time high, and by next cycle, you're going to double where we are now, which makes you almost 4 times the circulating supply, okay? You're going to have 4 billion coins by next cycle. Now, 4x, or technically a 3.6x, but 4x is not the same as a 5x like ARB is going to do. So, but both of these are going to be heavily diluted. It's going to be a real uphill battle. You're going to have to 4x, almost 4x your market cap all-time high just to reach 486 again. So you're going to have to do a nearly $20 billion market cap to reach 486 again. And guys, that is not going to happen. You know, if you're waiting on 486, you're going to round trip your bags a long time, guys. You will likely never, ever reach this price again. But again, it doesn't mean you can't make money on this coin. So we're going to take a look and see which one's going to do better. But first, let's look at market cap real quick. And this is Arbitrum on the weekly market cap. You can't fib your price. You cannot fib your price. Don't try it, guys. It is not accurate. It will not work because price is not linear when your supply is not the same. You've increased supply, so fibs don't work. But fibs do work on your market cap. So we fibbed a market cap. We're going to look for a retrace level. You can see you're breaking down all of your lows, all of them, even your October 10th wick low. You've significantly broken that down. So you can look for a lower high and another lower low on the macro level as this comes in. This is not bullish market structure on a macro, okay? But again, it doesn't mean you can't make money. Let's look at Optimism. Same thing. Technically, here are your 2022 bear market lows down here, so you technically have not broken them, although you are very, very, very close. But you have broken every other level. You're in a heavy downtrend here, although slightly bullish. You could still roll back over in Q4 of this year and break this, but you haven't yet. So I will give you, you are in an uptrend. However, you're diluting the market, and I do not see you making all-time highs either on market cap or price in this coin. You're just bleeding out. This is a slow bleed. And the reason you could tell it doesn't look bullish, a lot of coins down here at the bottom, whereas this one set the low in March, bounced, you've come and taken that out, okay? Your more bullish coins have not taken that out on price or market cap. They bounced, and they've come up, and they're holding somewhere around here. You've actually come on Optimism and swept that low. So this is showing weakness in the market, and you can expect a lower high and market cap and price. But what are our levels? So if we take our market cap retrace levels and then we divide by the projected circulating supply, we're going to get retrace levels that look like this. And if you want to screenshot them, if you're trading these coins, here you go. These are going to be your retrace levels. So for ARB, if you do the highest market cap you have ever done, which on ARB is 4.65 billion, if you do that, instead of having a price of $1.24 here, instead of having this price up here, your price is only going to be 66 cents. That's if you do the highest you've ever done. And look at this bleed, guys. You guys are hammering to the downside. You can expect much lower prices. So just taper your expectations, but we're going to talk about that, which one wins. But this, if you just do no better or no worse than last cycle, you're going to have a 66 cent ARB. Let's look at Optimism. Same thing. Here are your retrace levels. If you only do the highest market cap you've ever done, rather than having a 486 Optimism, you're going to have a $1.33 Optimism. Okay, just heavy dilution, lots of unlocks. It's just watering your price down. But let's look at the moment of truth. What you came here for. Again, just because you don't set new all-time high doesn't mean you can't make money here. Which one is more profitable? That's what we care about. Let's take a look. All right, my bull run price predictions for both of these coins. ARB, I think you set a $3 billion market cap, which is a retrace to your 618, your golden pocket retrace, okay? Optimism, I think you also set a $3 billion market cap, which is a retrace to your 618. I think both of these are bearish coins. I think they're going to retrace and down. I don't see new all-time highs in price. Certainly not price, because both of them have massive token unlocks. But I really don't see new all-time high in either one of their market caps either. Now, the good news about both of these is you could get lower prices. We can't predict that yet, not for this video anyway. So we can only go by the lows that we've set, although you could get a better entry if it does roll over, if either of these do roll over. However, from the low that we already have set on ARB, you can look for about a 7x return to your golden pocket. And on Optimism, you can look for about a 9x return to the golden pocket. So in these two, I think they're both bearish. I think you do set a lower high and eventually a lower low in the next bear market. However, I do give the very slight edge to Optimism with a 9x price prediction over a 7x for ARB. So Optimism would be my choice. I would wait for a little bit lower prices, although not a terrible entry. If you were to take it right now and we were to return to the golden pocket, you'd be looking at about a 7x. So not too bad. Pretty solid return on your investment, although I would not expect all-time highs. Although it looks pretty, it's not going to happen, guys. Let me know down below what you think. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't really care. Just subscribe to the channel so you can get ARB and Optimism updates along the way, as well as many other altcoins as we progress through the next cycle. I'll see you guys next time.